Tavares. Wilco makes a run ahead of him. Bergkamp suddenly changed pace through the centre. It's Bergkamp! That's magnificent! The move, and then this, which left Dabby's ass totally stranded.
Hello and welcome to ABW Live, the home of people with itchy noses at the very last second who weren't prepared for an itchy nose. With me this afternoon to celebrate the glorious win is Richard Cactus Cash. How are you doing? Back-to-back? Is it back-to-back shows for you?
Yeah, pretty much. Yes. Yeah, I'm doing well, Daniel. How are you, mate?
I'm very, very good. This is probably the last time we see you until Christmas, knowing the way that all the scumbags at ABW work. 2 in a row and then nothing till for 9 months.
Well, in preparation for today's podcast, I pulled a calf muscle training with the girls team. So I'm injured, so I'm going to be out for a couple of weeks afterwards now.
Oh no!
It's going to be the last you see of me for a while.
Oh, that's terrible. Right, let's go and have a look and see who is in the chat box. Luke Howard says, "Why did we make that so difficult? Because we're Arsenal." Phil Macker is there. 3 points is all that matters, but I'm swearing like a scouser in court. We all know that feeling, treacle. David, Mr. Waffle says, Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the people in North America. You're doing it on the wrong day, but don't worry about that. Much like World War II, you're very, very late, but you got there eventually. Ray Anderson in sunny Jamaica. Why did Pepe not try and shoot with his right foot when their goal was empty? Well, I'll save that for later because that's I might well swear when it comes to that. And lots of numbers. Good result, but harder than it had to be. Lost the chance to improve our goal difference as well. Why did we make them look so good after going down to 10 men? Carlito El Guna. Only Arsenal can make a nervy game 2 up and a man up. I know, terrible. Big Pop 90, a name. Big Pap 90, a name I've not seen before. Hello, if you're new. Do we have depth for extra Champions League games? No, we don't. No. Nick wants to know, can he ban Phil again? Yes, you probably can. Carlito is there, and let's look for some other. The Keysby Knight. Partey back for the Spurs game? I don't think so. I don't think we'll see him again this season. What do you think?
No, I don't think so either. I think he's done, unfortunately.
FTL Guna Craig, man, oh man, we don't like to make it easy, do we? There is definitely a narrative there, and we are going to go through that narrative as soon as... Kate is there. Congratulations, Kate. Went back to university and is now going to be a lawyer. So next time we're saying something inflammatory. Is it inflammatory or inflammatory? Either way, whether it's going to make your bones inflamed or it's going to annoy somebody else, Kate is the one who's going to be our official lawyer. This is when she tells us she's only doing... animal law or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, well done. Phil Macker, he's just saying charming. Marky Back 69. Well, that was stressful. It certainly was. Okay, it says thank you. Yes. See, anybody can do it. I was talking about this because Sean went to uni and did 4 years, got a part masters. I think, what would I go and do? I think I'd go and do history. What would you do?
But yeah, I'll go history as well. I like a bit of history.
Because you can't get it wrong.
No. Exactly.
I do like all the astrophysics stuff and the science stuff, but I just get annoyed at that. But history, I find it more. The older I get, the more I'm interested I am in history. So there you go. I'll be off to Cambridge to do history. There you go. Mike Hertz, hello. Hope Mason get smashed tonight, you scumbag. You smell what I'm cooking. Right, let's talk a little bit about the game. The lineups. What was your thoughts about that?
Much to be expected for the most part. I had a feeling that Ben White wouldn't be ready for the game to continue with holding deputising. There was a bit of me that thought Arteta might want to wrap Saka in cotton wool and have Pepe instead of him, but just the amount that Arteta doesn't trust Pepe, it was always going to be Saka starting. Obviously the big surprise was having older Super Tommy at left back, which the more you look at it, actually makes sense. in the sense of, so like Rafinha, who Leeds have on that right wing, he's left-footed, likes to come inside, and then when we play on Thursday, we play against Spurs. Is it Kulusevski? Is that how you pronounce his name? Again, he's another left-footed player who plays on the right. So
Juventus.
So having that right footer at left back, when he cuts in on inside onto his left foot, he's coming in to Tomiyasu's right foot. You know, Arteta did something very similar with the Conservative against Mahrez when we used to play Man City, like in the cup and stuff like that. You know, the left winger cuts in on his favoured foot, and he's meeting Tomiyasu's favoured foot. So yeah, that was the only big surprise. But the more you think about it, the more to me it made sense anyway.
That's why I like having you on, because I can just sit here and look pretty, and you can give people all the details that they want, and it makes my life a hell of a lot easier. We have got someone double dipping here. I agree with what you were saying, because that Kluvaletsky was at Juve, and he looks like a decent player, and he has been one of their. I didn't expect him. They got two lads from Juventus, one on loan, and they bought one. I didn't expect them to do as well as they're doing, and they definitely are half decent players. Mark Backwooden is double dipping. He is on Twitch and he is on YouTube. It makes us look like we've got more viewers than we actually have. So if anybody else is out there and you want to do it on Twitch, it's really easy. Have them both open. I've got both open on 3 different browsers. That's why there's 36 people watching. But half of that is me on my own. So, yeah, we've got some other comments in here. Where was it? We had a question there from Avon already. I'll save that for later. Yep, that's it. Anyone got any questions? Put it with a Q, and then if I see it, I will try and save it for later. Avon says he did history at uni, and yes, you can do it wrong. It's all happened, hasn't it? It's not like maths. Well, maths has only got one answer, hasn't it, when you do that? Or math. If there's any Americans here, fucking math, how dare you? It's plural, not singular. Yeah, Hyperfanatic, it's a win is a win. Petito says, if we beat the Spuds, do we get Champions League football? I think at the moment we are 4 points clear. Then after this game on Thursday, we'd be 7 points clear, and they'd only have 2 games left. So yes, indeedy. But our last 2 games are Newcastle
and then Everton.
What are theirs?
I think they got Burnley, and I don't know who else.
Watford, I think maybe their other one. Possibly. You seem enthralled by the thought of talking about Spurs' things.
Yeah. So it's general apathy.
Super is there, and he's at the in-laws with low volumes, and nobody make any noise, no sudden movements. Nice that you joined us. Arsenal misfit. That was a piss poor performance after the second goal. If we play like that, we lose. We're not talking about losing. Losing is sight is there. Hard luck to the women. So near yet so far. I fucking hate the women's Chelsea manager. Absolute shitbag. Right out there, Karen Carney with got a really boy accent, not they, mate, geezer. No,
she's so smart though. She knows her onions. I could listen to her all day if you could like modulate her voice a little bit.
Oh, don't. But she looks like the kind of person who could easily manage a men's team in professional football, because she isn't going to take any shit, is she? And she's probably killing people. Avon says might be good to see Ben White at right back on Thursday. What did you think of Cedric playing at right back?
I thought he did all right actually for the most part. There was a few when he was under zero pressure, and we were all on the front foot. He looked really good. He's technically proficient. He's got a little bit of pace about him. He looks fine. It's when we come under pressure, that's when he starts looking ropey, and that's where you kind of brick yourself a little bit for the North London derby. But well, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I wouldn't mind seeing Ben White as as let's say an auxiliary right back. I don't know. Is he going to be ready? That's my yeah. Is he going to be ready? That's the only thing that I worry about. I don't honestly know, to be honest. I said I'm not quite sure. I haven't really seen the injury ins and outs of what happened for him. But like I said, that's what it's the second game he's missed now. Like not even like being in the squad completely. So it's not looking great. But thankfully we got Big Bob Holding coming in and doing a very able job.
Yes, that's why he's there, and that's why he needs to stay. I forgot to say on the Twitch last week, Jackosaurus, a friend of mine from Twitter in Ireland, he gave us his Prime sub, so we get about £1.40 for that. Very kind of you, Jack, if you're still here. An actual Twitch streamer himself. Go to Jack ASAURUS TV. There you go. And then we've had 4 days ago, Angry Bird Shooter. I mean, those birds, they do need shooting, especially if they're angry. So thank you very much to you two. And that's I'm just watching on Twitch now, and we are both looking we're looking splendid, unlike the team today. Petito says we need to be better in the dark arts because we should have had Rafinha sent off. Do you think it ruined the game having someone sent off, Luke Ayling sent off so early?
Yeah, I did think that actually, like because we were getting loads and loads of space. You know, the way that that Leeds play and the way they press, the absolute relentless craziness of it, and they go like per man. It's just they leave so many gaps. And I said on the show I did the other day with Femi and Carl that, you know, if they're going to come out us, they're going to empty out the backfield, and there's going to be a space in behind for Martinelli and for Saka and stuff like that. So, you know, I think because of Luke Ayling's just ridiculously mental tackle, deserved red card, they had to shore up and they had to sit deeper. And as we've proved, you know, in the Southampton game, in, you know, other games, like Burnley game and stuff like that, it's we're a lot hard. It's a lot harder for us to break down those low block teams. You know, we don't have a big, tall, physically imposing centre forward. Sorry, that you can knock balls into things. So generally teams don't really give a crap when we're crossing the ball in from deep or from really wide positions, like in the air. So that's and I think we were managing the game, and I just think we just got a bit too what's the word I'm looking for? Like just cautious. Slack. Just no, not even cautious. We kind of not stopped playing, but stopped going for the throat. You know, it was like we've done this job done. We're finished. We don't really. We've got lackadaisical. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, that's a very nice word. That'll get you lots of points in Scrabble. But looking at the total shots, we had 19 compared to their 3, which is the usual way for us. We had 9 on target, and we had 8 off target, and we had 2 blocked. People were going, "Oh, Eddie's brilliant. Maybe we should keep him." No, this is why we can't keep Eddie as our main player. If he wants to stay and be third striker, because he's still only a young man, but he has had a really good run of form. I applaud the lad, but you need someone up front who is going to be lethal. We saw that one that come over his head. He's no good in the air. I'm surprised he didn't do himself an injury when he tried doing that ballet move by kicking it up in the air. So do you think that he has shown that he should be given a new contract, or should accept the new contract that Mikel said's been on the table for ages? Because personally, I don't, because I think we've shown today, if we'd have had someone peak Giroud, I'm not going to say peak Henry because that's too over the top. That's too once in a lifetime. But a really decent player playing up there, we could have scored 5 or 6 today, couldn't we? Not that it was all Eddie's fault. But
yeah, it feels a bit churlish to drag the dude when he scored 2 goals and, you know, scored 2 goals in the first 2 minutes. But yeah, he didn't really. It was just that like I said, especially in that second half, you know, trying to knock down the door of that low block. It's not his game. It's not what his strengths are. And like I said, he almost became very peripheral through most of that second half. Like, not that he didn't work hard, you know, he tracked back, he was trying to hold up play, and he ran his socks off, bless him. But he wasn't a threat in the box at all. And like I said, I think that's what we need, and what we're probably going to go for in the summer is, you know, a physical presence in that box to allow us and just give the opposition something different to think about, you know. So yes, we're playing all these pretty patterns and these you know 1-2s and cutbacks and stuff like that with Ødegaard and Saka and stuff like that. But when we need to, we can cross that ball in, fizz it in first time, and a big lumpy, and you know, number 9 can cause a mischief.
Which is something we don't have ready. I like Eddie. I want to make that very clear. I've been championing him for the last 5 or 6 years, but he is not the answer to all of the Arsenal strike. In a big man, little man, I think he'd be really good if he had someone like Giroud playing next to him, Pete Giroud. But he's 22. He's going to be 23 at the 30th of May. He's got a half-decent goal record. I think that was his 9th goal in 10 starts for Arsenal this season. Slightly stat padding, but I've got no problem with him. But he just doesn't work for the kind of football that we play all of the time. At the moment, we have no alternative to them, as we saw when Pepe came on, and I don't even think he knew where he was today. But let's kind of first of all, I want to say happy 500th game to Luke Ayling. You fucking moron. You're the captain of Leeds. You've now banned for the rest of the season, and if Leeds go down, it's your fault. And I've always quite liked Luke because he was a young man at Arsenal. He's learned his early trade there. We let him go. He went down to Yeovil, and then he went on to somebody else. I can't remember who it was. I think it was League Two, and then Leeds signed him, and then he's done really well. Got back up to the Premier League. Just shows you that you don't give up. You can do something. But stupid challenge, like you were saying, deserved to be sent off. The referee looked like he didn't really want to send him off, but it was sent off in the end. But we'll gloss over that. So there's some people in the chat. There was where is he? Richard Morris. Fucking hell yes. Richard was at the game as he usually was. I saw him on the train down yesterday. He had an IPA on the train with a little plastic cup. He had a big fry up today. Went to the best burger place. We follow each other on Twitter. And what was the atmosphere like, Richard? Do let us know. Phil Macker.
It sounded great on the telly.
It did, yeah. I think the sunny weather and the great start. I think we felt a little bit. It's good to hear that even though in the second half things weren't really going our way and we were 2-1 and they were having a good chance, the crowd didn't get on the team's back. That's a really important sign of improvement of the crowd and the whole atmosphere at Arsenal, which is a good thing. You'd have had that this time last season and everyone would have been booing and shouting and throwing children on the pitch. No, not reading that. That one. Should have buried them in the second half. That's true. Bag of dicks. David Keefe has got a big one here. It has to be Arsenal to put us through the grinder. I can't remember in the Premier League a team being 2-0 up against 10-man team and losing 2 goals. This could have happened. So we need to finish. Apparently, they were saying on the commentary that this is the first time an Arsenal player has scored 2 goals in the first 20 minutes in the Premier League since Kanu 20 years ago. There's a lot of 20s there and lots of 2s. Yeah, I thought I'm not sure about that, but that's the thing with pointless stats. That's my pointless stat of the day. Clock Orange says, we could not take advantage of a 10-man broken team. The North London derby is going to be crazy. Taking a bit of a breather. We're saving ourselves for the big game at the weekend. Mark says, missed opportunity to build up on our goal difference against 10 men for over an hour. Yeah, we haven't really got a recognised goal scorer, have we? But at least it looked good. We had plenty of chances. That's the main thing. It's when we don't create chances. That's when I think that we're in trouble. Petito says, how many people are saying under their breath, Xhaka, please stop, don't get sent off? Were you saying that?
Yeah, I was, yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh, mate, hook him, bring him off for Lokonga, just because I didn't want him to get sent off because he's going to be need to be so pivotal for Thursday. And I just thought to myself, as it was 2-0 and the game was kind of winding down and stuff like that, I thought to myself, let's hook him, Saka, and there was a bit of me that was thinking, let's hook Tomiyasu as well, give his poor calves a rest. But I did when he was getting into it with Dan James. I was definitely starting to worry a little bit.
Yeah, a bit odd with Dan James. He was at I think he was at Swansea. He had the choice of Arsenal or Man United. He went to Man United. Man United let him go. Now he's at Leeds, and it looks like Leeds could well go down.
He is rubbish, Dan James. He's a terrible footballer. He's just so. And I know Jason, once of this parish, would maybe disagree with me, but he is, mate. He's just a speed merchant. He's he's a rubbish Theo Walcott. He's got nothing about him. If he didn't have his electric pace, I know it's so you can say that about any skill trait, but he would be slogging it down League Two, maybe, if that.
Well,
He's just so
as
rubbish.
we've seen with Theo Walcott, that's what happens when you lose your pace. Is you've got very little about you, because Theo Walcott's career is on its arse from about the age of 30, which is horrendous. Not horrendous, it's terrible to see, because we all love Theo, but fucking hell, is he shit the bed career-wise. I think he's only 33 now, and he's not even, not even getting any games at all. I think he's on the bench most of the time. Do you want to talk us through the first goal?
Yeah, sure. It was a long range effort for Nketiah, wasn't it? It's his radius again. That's one of the things I know. Like I say, maybe we were saying seemingly being a bit harsh of Nketiah a couple of minutes ago, but that's exactly what he's fantastic at: closing down, sniffing out opportunities, and just, you know, the pass back came back to the goalkeeper. The fact that he put pressure and pressurized the goalkeeper, made him make a poor touch, and then he was just, you know, knocked it in from not even 2 yards or something like that. It just, you know, that's Ed Nketiah all over. That's, you know, that's what he can do. That's what he brings to a team. Great work rate and sniffing out a goal. I was very, very happy when it was just the start we needed, because, you know, sometimes I think Arsenal, sometimes we need the first goal. We need to settle our nerves down early and get that kind of monkey off our back of trying to break teams down. And like I say, within 4 minutes or something like that, it was, and you get a goal. You can't ask for more than that.
They're saying that there's I agree with you there. They say there's a Leeds fan in the chat. Procrastinating Womble isn't a Leeds fan. I don't think he is, or they are, or it is. You don't know. It could be an alien. I hope Leeds stay up. You lot play good football. So that's saying like and Procrastinating Womble's been in the last few shows. Let's trying to bowl as a googly by turning up early. We welcome Leeds fans. I quite like Leeds, and I hope Leeds don't go down. I'd like to see Everton go down. I quite like Leeds as a club. I was nearly on Radio 5 last night. You know, Chris Sutton does that thing where you get two fans and have to argue against each other for 10 minutes or for some questions. I didn't get the email, I didn't get the DM in time, and so they asked us on. That's twice the BBC have asked us to go on, and both times, because I don't check the DMs or emails, it didn't happen. Where are we? Brady's banana. My nerves are shot. Thought we were going to get all Spursy there from that header in the dying seconds. That gave me the willies. A question there, I shall save it. Another question there, I shall save that. Top three. Right, I've got a picture here of Eddie's goal, which I brought up. I'm not sure whether that is. Look at El Nenny's hair. The glorious human praying. No, manatee. No, not manatees. What is it? Sea anemone. Sea anemones. The human sea anemone. Our Egyptian brother.
Aye. That's a ship.
Is he ship? I have no idea what that means. I just hope it means something nice.
It means, do you want the slipper?
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. I thought it meant something to do with food.
No.
Oh, no, your dad used to say to you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a very Egyptian. It doesn't cross over into many other Arabic languages. It's a very Egyptian phrase, so I've been told. But yeah, it's you get your shoe in your hand as a ship. It means do you want to belt him with this shoe?
Yeah, my mum used to do because I had my DNA done, people, and I'm part Egyptian, and Richard's very much part Egyptian. My mum used to have an Irish thing called a shillelagh. It looks like you've seen it. My mum used to have one on the wall, and she said, "I'll get that shillelagh and I'll hit you with it." You can't reach it, mother. You're too bloody short, you silly moo. Like Russ says here, I'm losing point of where we all are. 3 points, we move. Yeah, that's it. That's all we need to know. Oh, there's a white van pulling up. God, if it's Amazon, I'm not answering the door. Reversing. I bought a giant IKEA unit today. You know the Kallax, the 5x5. Got it for 50 quid. George went and picked it up in my van. 50 quid. They were 180 quid new, and it was the right colour. Avon says the big game of the weekend is Newcastle. I'm hoping we're taking it easy for the North London derby on Thursday night. Would you be satisfied with a draw against those scum at the lane? I went quite high pitch then.
Yeah, I would do. As defeatist as that may sound, as let's say, as long as we're still in the lead come the weekend, that's what you need. I'm getting daggers and looks from my wife over
wife's a Spurs fan.
She is indeed, yeah.
Bless them. So was Sean's mum was a Spurs fan, and then I converted her to Arsenal. And she never looked back. She came in today and went, "Oh, we're winning." Yes, we are winning. James constantly flatters. Oh God, that was. I'm just going to go and. We've got a question there from Fred. Ask Fan TV, Danny, Rich, great win. Expected the nerves at the end, but I always read it on the right hand side in small writing. I should read the big writing. Then when I've highlighted, expected the nerves at the end when we didn't put the game to bed. A bit too passive when we could have put them to the sword. Well put, Avs fan. Is that the Avalanche? Is it Colorado Avalanche?
Colorado Avalanche, yeah. This is
one of Cronky's team, isn't it? Commiserations. We were thinking once so we should do a podcast about all of get one person from all of the franchises on. We can all have a moan together. Yes. Another question from Noza there. Lone Star. 2 old sweaty men. Are they talking about us? You're not old. What are you? About 35?
41. Yeah.
You are
sad
correct,
days.
Lone Star.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 51. So where does Danny like Mo for his hair or football? Everything. His hair, his football, the fact that he's Egyptian, and the fact that he always gives it his all. He never goes sulking or slurking.
I thought he was very good today. Again, I don't say I'm biased, but I thought he was very, very good today. I thought El Nene.
He's so reliable, and he said he'll stay. And I want him to stay, and I want Big Bob to stay, because they are players that we need. Now we're going to be in the Champions League. John Cronin says, main thing, lads, we've got 3 points, and now we can go to Spurs knowing if we lose, we will still be above Spurs. Happy days. Very true. Newcastle are playing Man City this afternoon, aren't they? So hopefully Man City will smash them, because Spurs drawing with Liverpool yesterday was brilliant, because it means there's less chance of those bin-dipping scumbags winning the league. I mean, I'd like to have seen them smash Spurs, but I think that was the perfect result, 1-1. Spurs only get a point, Liverpool only get a point, and Man City can go on and win the league, because we don't want them bin-dippers winning the league. Do you want Liverpool or Man City to win the league?
Man City. I can square away Man City win the league, because they've got millions of ill-gotten gains.
There you go. Be wonderful to beat them at their toilet bowl. It would indeed. Kate says, I don't want us to go for a draw. We need to win. We will be sweeter. It will be sweeter to get 4th at the toilet bowl. I've got some of the glasses I've got, people. I'm going to tell you something boring here. These things, right? It was Arsenal v Newcastle at Highbury. They'd moved it from the Saturday to the Sunday, but no one told me. So we went down there on the Saturday, realised there was no game, and then went to Lakeside. So that's how long ago I had these. They finally stopped working. Couldn't see properly the other day. Put them on. Didn't make any fucking difference. So I'm going to go and try and get laser eye surgery. So there you go. Loki is there eventually. Oh, Rudy has put a quote in here. Arteta, you need to be ruthless. You need to be a ruthless team and not give anything to the opponent. We started very well with the right determination, attitude and quality, and should have scored the 3rd goal. And Rudy says, who is our best player today? Who do you think? Who would you go for?
Odegaard. I thought he was absolutely purring today. I thought he was just magnificent, just dictating play, his close ball control, incisive passing, the ability to manipulate the ball in such tight areas and tight space as well. I thought Odegaard was absolutely fantastic today. And like I said, we should have had 3 or 4. There was so many really, really good chances. Like Odegaard almost scored from the free kick as well, which their goalkeeper, I can't remember the guy's name, pulled off like
Meisler.
Yeah, something like that. Pulled off like a really, really good save thing. I thought Martinelli was a close second. I thought Martinelli was very, very good, but for me it was Odegaard. I thought he was an absolute. Yeah, he was just absolutely fantastic today.
Oh, wonderful. That's why I like having you on. You do all the hard work. You make us look good. I just sit here and make noises. Avon Not Teddington says 79 successful passes from 81 for El Neni today. 97.5 passing accuracy, 97.8 passing accuracy in the opposition half, 6 recoveries, 2 tackles, 1 clearance, 1 interception. Average film, if you want to go and see it. Beautiful. Wonderful. In fact, I'm gonna do this. Where is it? You know what I'm gonna do, didn't you? I did it for the last show. Boom! There he is, top right hand corner. Whole show's gonna have him up there. There's quite a few of ABW there today. Carl was there and Femi was there. I'm gonna change it to there's Carl and Femi. They often meet up. And Jock and James, Jock there and James. They were at the game. Simon, Exodus Parish, would have been there. Josh was at Brighton yesterday. Jeff Arsenal would have been there. And John was probably hung over somewhere in a bin. Anyway, get him back up there. So where were we? Rudy, another quote from Rudy. Thank you very much, Rudy. Eddie and Nketiah, it's amazing. It's nice to score, but I think it was a big 3 points. Like I said before, the game, we've been working hard. We want to give it for the fans. It's amazing to be able to get the 3 points, and it moves us closer to our objective. It does indeed. Pete Coulson says, yeah, good shout, Dan. Big Bob and Mo are perfect for our squad and very committed to the cause. Talking about that, also we need players that are multi-positional, versatile. Well, there you go. Do you think Cedric is good enough to stay at Arsenal? Because I don't think he is, although he is very versatile.
No, I don't think he is. Because essentially he's your backup kind of thing. So, and the other thing about him is he's very, very different to our first choice of Tomiyasu. So
in style of play.
Yeah, in style of play, positions, and what he does and what he brings. So, kind of, without, like I said, when you change that over, it changes the massive dynamic of that defense, and how we operate and how we how we don't concede goals and stuff like that. I mean, I suppose it's kind of, Tomiyasu is almost like a Goldilocks right back, in the sense of that he can kind of do everything, and he's big and tall, he's 2-footed, he's got pace about him. All right, he's not the most adventurous going forward, as in like with his output kind of thing, but he gives you so much security, and I think we probably need a backup who's more in that vein. In the Tomiyasu vein, rather than what Cedric brings. Because I actually think Cedric has been a lot better of late. But no, I think we need better.
I agree. Yes. Rudy's another quote. Eddie, Arteta on Nketiah's future. Let him be. And then he started singing, let him enjoy the moment and things will happen naturally. I'd like him to stay, but we also need 2 more proper strikers. Arteta on Ben White's fitness. This is important. I think so. In brackets, he'll be available against Spurs. He's starting to do a little work on the pitch. We want everybody available. Good. Avs fan. Rumour coming out that if we extend Holding's contract, then we have to both negotiate with him. Then he said, "It's not. It's transplant. It's his own stuff." Small bonus for both. Oh dear, Martinelli.
I mean, both of those contracts would be well earned. To be fair,
they would do. He doesn't do much heading. I noticed. See, someone did the stat of Eddie before his hair transplant and after his hair transplant.
Holding.
Yeah. What did I say, Eddie?
You said Eddie.
I'm reading too many things because it says Eddie here. Martinelli was at it. Give Eddie credit. 2 goals, thankfully. Brilliant. Not too many players this season have scored 2 goals in the game for us, and without his goals, we wouldn't have won that game. And a constant threat, and unlucky not to get his hat trick. So yeah, no problem for me for Eddie. Procrastinating Womble says Liverpool are the one side who pretend they haven't had an economic advantage for 40 years with a straight face. Man City are blatant, as are Chelsea and United. Well, I think United have managed to do all their stuff because of their huge fan base and the amount of money they get coming in. Because God knows they're not making money from winning stuff, are they? Or from Premier League positions or any of that other stuff. It's their huge contracts with other teams.
Yeah, Man United's commercial department is they're elite. It's ridiculous.
So they lead the way with all the deals, and everyone else has to try and match their deals with their contracts later. Danny, can you block Nick? Nope, Nick's in charge. Don't annoy him, Phil. First of all, he'll come around your house and shit in your flower bed, and then he'll ban you. Sire says if we extend Holding's contract, then that should be it for Saliba, isn't it? I don't think anybody knows anything about what's going on with Saliba. I hope Saliba comes back because he's proven to be a magnificent player. Rudy says Eddie Nketiah on if the atmosphere makes him want to stay at Arsenal longer. He says throughout the whole season it's been excellent. I really feel the connection between the players and the fans. It's been amazing to be involved, and like I said, we're giving our all to make them happy. Very non-conclusive there. Scroll down the bottom a little bit more. Right, talk about the second goal.
Trying to remember the second goal. Oh, it was Xhaka played in Martinelli, didn't he?
Yep,
he played in Martinelli. Side. Martinelli burned Rafinha and whoever else was there, and pulled it back with a lovely first-time finish for Nketiah. That was, peak Arsenal for the last couple of years. Get to the byline, cross it back for a nice tap in. Again, those are those big spaces that Leeds were leaving for us, and what I thought we could exploit. And what shrank away after Luke Ayling got sent off, but I thought Martinelli was fantastic today again. Like I said, that his directness and his willing to run in behind. Sometimes we don't always see that pass and we don't play it into him. Like you see it loads of so obviously when you're watching it on TV, your eyes are you can only see what the cameras are showing you, and your eyes do get drawn to the ball a little bit. When the couple of games I've been to, he does that all the time. He spins off, he makes runs in behind, but we don't always try to find him. But Xhaka did with a lovely through ball. And yeah, let's say Eddie on the spot with a lovely first time. I think if I'm remembering this rightly, I think he pirouetted and fell to the floor gracefully as he placed it in. It was, again, I thought we were just absolutely cooking. I thought it was going to be big numbers. I thought after that, like I said, because we looked like we were just ready in the groove. Everybody seemed to be purring, and we looked like we were ready to smash them.
Then I thought. We talked about the red card, which came a little. So we scored in the 4th minute, scored in the 9th minute, 24th minute. They got the red card. Well, 24th minute, the foul. About the 27th minute, the red card. After all that arsing around, but then I think that kind of killed the game. And then after that, we didn't really do. It wasn't much goal wise. There was none goal-wise. I'll change that. 38th minute, great free kick from Odegaard on the far right, hooked it in, and they only saved it with with a hand at the very last second. Another time we could have scored. I think this was a case today of yet again a goalkeeper having a magnificent game and us being off our form. But I don't worry too much. Apart
from his miscontrol at the start, but yeah, I know what you mean. It was a wonderful save. Like I said, that reaction to get because I think it took a nick off Jack Harrison, who was like the one-man wall, and it took a nick on. So and he was wrong-footed, the goalkeeper, and he managed to get a big palm up and saved it. And then is it that Llorente hooked it off the line? It was like I said, we left loads of goals out on that pitch today. We really did. We really did.
Got a little banner up there saying if you like the show. If you like the show, then give the thumbs up a tickle. Maybe even click subscribe. We lost 10 subscribers. We get 10. We lost 10. We've been on about 7,100 for 2 years. It's an absolute disgrace. But how long has it been since we've had a player like Eddie that can see an opportunity like that and nip in at the speed of light and do that? That's classic Ian Wright, and that made me very happy, which is why I'd like him to stay at the club.
Yeah, no, like I say, I can see it. Like I say, we've got to give him his props. Like I say, it might not have at the top of the show seemed like we were his biggest fans, but you know, you can't. He has this extraordinary knack for sniffing out goals and
yes.
kind of in the box, generally being in the right place at the right time, kind of thing. It's, you know, most of his goals are like an average of like fucking 5 yards or something silly like that. So it's, you know, it's there's a reason why he's getting those goals. Like I say, he has that nose for it. He's got that knack, and it's almost something that you can't really teach, that instinctive nature that he has. Yeah, I just think that the other things in the other abilities in his locker are just not quite what we need going forward. But let's say he was, that first half, he was phenomenal. He was absolutely brilliant, and let's say long may it continue.
Stefan, we've got 2 Stefans in the chat. Wow, how are you 2 related? Maybe they are. Stefan White says, buzzing guys, win at the toilet bowl and we have secured the Champions League with a couple of games to go. Back to the beginning to watch the entire show now. Thank you very much, Stefan. If you're new, give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe. And we do not promise to give quality entertainment for the rest of the season. We'll give it our best. What was I going to say? Oh, no, it's gone out of my head. That's annoying, isn't it? Something you said and I was going to have... Anyway, 53rd minute, and nothing happened until half-time. Oh, that was it. Hold on. The last time we qualified for the Champions League, Arteta was playing in our midfield.
It's a sad state of affairs, really.
Wow. Great stat. That was a semi-pointless stat. And then on the 53rd minute, Xhaka getting wound up. 55th minute, Martinelli is a wizard. That boy has got... Much like with Eddie, Eddie isn't meant to be the finished product at 22 3/4 years old. He's not meant to be. He's not there. And nor is Martinelli. And they both got really good futures if they carry on like that. And I would like to see them both stay. 57th minute, Eddie nearly got his third with a great header, but it was blocked. That was unlucky.
Was that from the corner?
No, the corner was still in the first. Oh, yes. Yeah, I think
it was like a little worked routine. He clipped it in corner, and yeah,
very unlucky.
Do love a training ground routine.
And then we got another quick corner and went up for it again, and then nothing happened from that. 59-minute Martinelli, great run, almost scored. 65th minute, Richard, goal, Leeds corner. Head near. They were saying this was bad from us. This was just unlucky. Their player jumped up at the near post. The ball went up in the air over everybody, and there just happened to be a bloke standing at the far post with nobody on him, and he nodded it in. Can anybody really be blamed for that? Because you would expect one of our lot to clear it.
I think where I would assign blame, not again blame too much, but kind of I don't want to bring it down, the tone and that thing down, but where I would say they should never have got that corner. You know, we were being really nonchalant and
fouled by Tommy, wasn't it?
No, Xhaka and I don't think it was Xhaka and I think maybe Cedric or thing, but they were fannying about without, like, say, trying to be too cute in trying to not get rid of the ball. They needed to recognize where they were on the pitch and what was the pictures that were in front of them. And just get the ball up the pitch, kind of thing. They were fanning around, and then that's when it went out for a corner. I think it might have been Tomiyasu in the end. And then we switched off, and we didn't pick up the runner off the back post, which is really disappointing because it's something that we've been really, really good on this season. You know, is our set pieces and defending corners and kind of, like I say, just being alive to second balls and being alive to runners, and, you know, having that because I think they do like a bit of a mixture of man marking and zonal kind of thing, and just no one seemed to go with that Llorente at the back post. It was really, really annoying, and a game which seemingly had absolutely no jeopardy, and we were not even in second gear. We were just strolling along. Now all of a sudden, the nerves start jangling, the nail biting starts, and the swear words start coming out, and it became a lot more nervy than it needed to be, which is typical Arsenal.
Very Wengerish. Didn't kill him off when we had the chance. Richard, who was at the game, says, Danny, the atmosphere was superb, but very nervous after they got one back. But we closed it out against 10 men. Mark Backriden, who is also on Twitch, poor marking for the at the far post for their goal. And thank you very much, Mark. You give us your Prime subscription. That's £1.50 that Jeff Bezos won't be able to spend on rocket fuel. And Morpheus _1111 followed us on Twitch. Very kind of you, human being. Loki says Martinelli grows by the game. Will be a world star. We need to get him and Saka and ESR and Erdegaard onto lifetime contracts as soon as possible. Brady's Banana, off to the pub for a roast dinner. I'll rewatch later. Go on, you Gunners. Lovely. Lone Star Londoner, completely unmarked at the far post. Very poor goal to concede. Whenever you see that, you imagine in your head Lee Dixon holding onto the post, standing there at all the far posts for all of the things over the years. And he would have cleared that. You could have put him there today and he would have cleared that. Bit worrying. What else have we got down here? All City are winning 1-0. Cheers, Loki and Lone Star. Right, where are we on my notes? We're nearly done. Pepe on for Saka. Odd decision, that? Or do you think he was saving him for Thursday?
And no, I can completely see. It was something that I was thinking about on 50-odd minutes kind of thing. We need Saka has played so much football, and he has looked kind of tired in that stages of games of late. We need to wrap that boy in cotton wool and just really, like I say, protect him. And I feel bad for Pepe in the sense of I think we went over this in the show on the other week where the amount of minutes that Pepe has had, you can't get any sort of form together. You can't get any sort of continuity going and any sort of run under your feet, so you're it's like you're always coming in cold to the match. And he was absolutely awful when he came on. I don't know if it's just the fact that, because I don't think he's a terrible player. He for all intents and purposes, he did really well in the African Cup of Nations in January, and he has scored and assisted quite a few number of goals for us in his time. But it just the difference between him and Saka is quite startling. Like he always seems to slow the game down, and not be able to go out and drive at his defender. He's got enough skill and enough pace that he should have these guys on absolute toast, but he doesn't. He always stops. He stops the run. He stops what he's doing. He comes back. He checks back, and it's so infuriating. And he seemingly makes the wrong decision of late, like that one at the very end, the one where he's on the halfway line, and it's so frustrating. I don't know if it's just the fact that it's the wrong league for him, it's the wrong team for him, but it's not working out, and I envision him that he'll be gone in the summer.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge loss, and it's definitely going to go down as the worst transfer in Arsenal history, because that 72 million plus 140 grand a week, we're not getting even a decent percentage of that back. Is an absolute disaster. And
I think pound for pound, I think the Saliba, I've got a bad feeling that this Saliba is going to get sold in the summer.
But we'll get good money for him. We get more than we pay.
You reckon? Yeah. I don't think he's got that much left on his contract, has he?
Well, I hope he stays. He's too.
Mate, I hope so. I hope so too. But I say I've got a bad. To coin a phrase from Star Wars, I've got a bad feeling about this.
Live long and prosper. Fuck yeah. Star Wars. Right, so Pepe on for done that one at 74th minute. Another great chance for Odegaard, puts it wide. We should have had 5 or 6 by now. 76th minute, accidental handball by them, wasn't it? He had his back turned, the ball bounced, come up underneath him and hit him in the arm. Not a penalty. ESR on for Martinelli on the 77th minute. Didn't really do much. 89th minute, Pepe had a chance to run an empty. tell people, just with the last couple of minutes of the show, just build that up. What happened there, the situation, and how did it end?
Well, they got was it a corner, wasn't it? They got a corner, and their Miser, whatever his name is, their goalkeeper went up, and I just thought, oh, here we go. It's written in the script. We're gonna. No, I think that was the first one. I think that was the first time he went up. I think.
No, yeah, you're right.
I know he went up twice. Yeah, because he went up later for a free kick, and yeah, I thought, oh god, here we go. We're gonna absolutely. He's gonna do something, and we're gonna draw this game that we should be absolutely cruising to. And we defended the first ball, and we defended the second. You know, El Nene made an absolutely fantastic challenge to stop the ball in the halfway, and then Pepe's like. Again, if he could have gone to one of two things, he could have just absolutely swung his right foot at it. Yes, I know he's left-footed, but you know, come on, you should be able to at least kick the ball with your other foot if you're a professional footballer, just towards the goal. Or he could have just kept on running into their half, but you know, away for the. But he just, again, he keeps checking back. It's that thing that he keeps on doing, which just I find so exasperating. Like I said, that he constantly seems to, he always wants to check back. You know, that's the big difference between him and Saka. Saka can go on his right. Yes, it's not as strong as his, but he's confident enough in his abilities, and he's aggressive enough that he'll go through on his right. And yeah, that was I think that was the first time in the whole game where I was swearing at the telly. Because for the most part, let's say it was a nerveless game until, let's say, the last couple of minutes.
Very well put. Procrastinating Womble. Oh, for those who discovered I'm a Leeds fan, thanks. Tricky closet to live in. I supported Arsenal since '85, but my hometown club of Ipswich being a close second. But go Leeds. I told you he wasn't I say he. I'm going to assume that most people are a he. I told you Procrastinating Womble wasn't a Leeds fan because I've been in quite a few of the last shows. So don't worry. Lone Star doesn't feel quite loudly, at least a bit sorry for Pepe. That's what Pepe's good at. He's good at getting the ball and running. That's all he had to do. You didn't even have to kick the ball or shoot. All you had to do is get it and run, and just run it into the net. Don't even risk shooting, and you'd have been fine, you fucking idiot. Richard Morris says, if we win at Armitage Shanks Arena, Tuesday Club, thank you very much, are we game and are we home and dry? Yes, we are. We're gnome and dry and home and dry, because we'll be 7 points ahead of them, and they've only got 2 games left to go. Clinching, so we'll have won 2 league titles at White Hart Lane, and now we'll have clinched champions. Well, possibly, I think I'll be happy with a draw, but we could possibly clinch, not only clinch Champions League football, but stop them getting Champions League football. I can't see Chelsea shit in the bed enough for them to be able to catch them. The Arsenal misfit, Pepe has become a broken player under Arteta. When he arrived, he was much better his first season. He's got a decent number of goals, about 15, I think he got. He had some, but there was
still deficiencies there. There was still. I disagree with that slightly. I take on board what he's saying, like in the sense of like he had lots of starts, and he was, you know, and I think he had a good number of goal contributions, kind of thing. But you could see that things weren't right, and the fish smelt a bit funny in Denmark. Is that the phrase? I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember that phrase either. So there you go, people. That was the whole game. The Lacazette come on. Don't know why. Probably just remember what playing football is a little bit like. Bless him. But he's done with us. Third would be amazing. What games have Chelsea got left? I'm not sure. But we're not going to get third, sadly. I think that the win they had the other day, the point they got the other day in the 2-2 draw, but could still do it. Loki says he'd like a proper old-fashioned big fucking game on Thursday. Bring it on. Agree with that. We have got some questions. Have you got time for questions?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Avon Not Teddington says, if Eddie gets us home against the Spurs, do we reappraise the minutes we're willing to give him to extend his contract? Very good question, Avon, as always.
Yeah, I believe so. I think. The thing is, he's not going to be our number one striker. So it's depending on whether he's okay to sit on the bench for, you know, our new striker that we're going to be signing in the summer. You know, one or possibly two, and like say he'll bring in like a third striker or something like that. I don't know how Balogun is getting on in Middlesbrough, but I don't think he's ready either. I think he probably needs another full season out on loan somewhere. Yeah. So no, I wouldn't mind him if it was Eddie and another, you know, different type of striker ahead of him, and like, you know, say we'll have European minutes to give him and midweek stuff, and we're going to need a bigger squad. So, you know, yes, we want to have an upgrade on players, but we can't get rid of everybody now, because I said we're going to be back to playing, you know, 2 games a week, you know, a game every 3 or 4 days, something. So we need that squad. So that's why it's not a bad idea to re-sign Bob Holding, to re-sign Mo El-Nene. I know they're not the most extravagant first teamers that we want or desire to push us further, but you need those squad players. You know, you need when Man City, like had I don't know, Fabian Delph, Liverpool got Milner and stuff like that. You need those kind of squad players just to tick over, that are going to come in, have a decent game here and there, that aren't going to be cost you too much in wages, and that are, you know, not going to be disruptive when they're not playing, you know, like the Bundesliga bastards. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of, like, say, it's I would reassess his minutes, and, you know, let's see if he's willing to take on those terms. But I wouldn't, if we don't sign Nketiah, I wouldn't lose sleep over it. Put it that way.
You can see him going to a mid-table team. Brighton, I think Josh said that they wouldn't mind him. Someone like him, then we can go there. Welbeck's there. And then he'll be a 10 Premier League goals a season man without penalties, maybe 11 if he has a good season, maybe West Ham, someone like that. And those players that you were saying, they'll be perfectly good for the group stages of the Champions League. And we're getting to the Champions League next season. If we do, then I can see us getting to the quarterfinals at least, because English teams are so good compared to the rest of Europe. Most other leagues, you've got only 1 or 2 decent teams. In Germany, you've only got 1 Champions League decent team. That Bayern Munich, Dortmund have shit the bed. And then in France, you've only really got PSG. And then in I know some of these teams have done better in the other competitions, but Holland doesn't really have anybody anymore. And Scotland, well, that's an absolute mess. I was shopping on Friday. I was at Dunhill in Huntingdon, and I saw this big fat bloke in a blue Arsenal kit. I went, "Hey, Gunnar!" And he went, "Oh, hey, I can't believe." Turns out he was Scottish. I said, Celtic or Rangers? He went, Celtic. I went, Charlie Nicolas. And then we smiled and we went our separate ways.
Is that the perfect encounter?
Oh, it's magical. As I got annoyed because I've got, my bedroom's mainly dark brown for poo reasons. Poo goes everywhere. And so I wanted dark brown curtains and dark brown, what's it called? Bed sheet. They don't do fucking dark brown. I said, well, my last 2 I bought from here the last 3 are all brown. Oh, we don't do brown. Do every other colour. Racist. That's what they are. Fucking racist. Dunelm don't sell anything fucking brown. Shitheads. Stripy, whatever you want. Pink and green and yellow. I said, who would want white bed sheets? Especially when you're a gentleman in his 50s. You don't need that. You're asking for trouble. So I had to go online. So I bought some from fucking Amazon. The tax avoiding shites. Is your dog behaving itself? I see you keep looking at it. What are you looking at,
yeah. I think that the wife is just taking her out for a walk. So
the wife.
It's fine. Should be fun.
Keysby Knight says, realistic chances of third. I say no.
No, I don't think. Well, is that we're only 1 point behind them, aren't we?
Yes.
But yeah, like you said, I don't think they'll shit the bed enough to. Who's they? You don't know, Buff by Aunt, who they got?
I'm going to go and look. Chelsea away at Leeds, and then they are. The last game is at home to Watford. Oh, they got and they're at home to Leicester as well. So home to Leicester, away to Leeds, and home to Watford. Not really. I mean, if Leicester lost to Everton, as a Chelsea fan, you'd be going, "That's 9 points," wouldn't you?
Yeah.
We're not,
the only possibility is Leeds might be because scrapping for their lives. But no,
we're only a point
no,
behind.
No.
But then again, Newcastle are not going to be easy for us. I wouldn't be surprised if we only get a draw there. Decent team.
Yeah.
Next question is from Pete Coulson. If Eddie is not the answer, then who is? Realistically, who can we attract? I'm not even going to attempt to answer that because I've got no idea.
Likewise, I don't watch other leagues and that massively. I legit do not have enough time in my life with all the other crap that I'm doing. So I don't know. You hear rumors of was it Darwin Núñez and stuff like that, and Kubic and all this sort of stuff, but I haven't seen them enough. But what I would say is someone who is, I would say, a more physical presence is what we require and what we need. I don't quite think that Nketiah is tall enough or fast enough or aggressive enough, although he's done really, really well. And it sounds like I'm knocking him, but I'm really, really not. But I think we need a bigger physical presence, someone who, like I said, can fixate the back four of the opposition so that they're worried about him, so that they leaves gaps for our midfielders coming onto the ball and stuff like that, and making deep line runs. So yeah, I would say a more physical presence is what we're looking for. I don't know who that is though, because like I said, I don't watch enough other league football, unfortunately. Sorry.
That's all right. And I could list a load of players, but you never really know, do you? Apparently, Matt Lucas put a £2 bet on Nketiah to score first and Luke Ayling to be sent off at 175 to 1. He just put a screen grab of it. Won 352 quid. Good. He needs it. Right. Get rid of that question. The next one, Carlito El Guna. Would you rather have Gabriel Jesus or Lautaro Martin from Inter Milan at Arsenal?
Could we not have both? You watch a bit of Inter Milan, didn't you?
I do, yes.
What's Martinez is like?
Very, very good. Very, very quick. He's kind of I'm trying to think who. It reminds me a little bit of Sanchez, but not as wide. He's very, very quick. I suppose those two players are very similar. I have watched maybe 5 or 6 games of Inter this season, and some of them he's been really good. The team have struggled completely, having Lukaku taken out of that team. But they won the other day, and they managed to lose against a shit team, which means they're going to struggle to win the title. But I think I was talking because John's an Inter fan, and so is Chris. I think we were talking about it a while ago and said, I'm not sure he'd fit into the way that Arsenal play football. I mean, you're going to have to move from living in Milan to living in London. And that's okay during this time of year, but the rest of the year, you're going to get all depressed and have enough of playing here. But I like him. He's a goal scorer, and he's quick, and he's nippy, and he gets in, and skillful player. But I don't think we need any more of those in the team. I think we need someone of not Lukaku, but the kind of Lukaku player. We've got to have one lump up front who's going to be a beast and elbow people and get goals that way.
So I quite like the idea of Gabriel Jesus in the sense of, he's Premiership ready. He can play along the anywhere on the front three, and he works very, very hard as well. So yeah, I like the idea of Gabriel Jesus, of us signing him if we can. I wouldn't want him to be the only signing. For me, it would be Jesus and another up front rather than just him.
Mark wants to know, do I get poo on my curtains? I don't get poo on anything, but you never know. You could be having a bad day. Sometimes I eat the wrong things and I get quite explosive. People are saying they want Jesus because he's Premier League ready. Yeah, it's not really working out for Grealish at Man City, is it? I did say when I was on an Aston Villa podcast, I said you're getting back in a couple of seasons for about 25 million, because that's just really not working out. Oh, here we go. Mark's got dirty here. Jesus and Abraham. That'd be the perfect combination for me. Job done. You'd probably get Jesus for 35 million and Abraham, well, they say they want 80
So
or 70.
very, very
50 or 60.
biblical set of signings, that is, isn't it?
Oh, it is. All we need is someone called Buddha or Harry Krishna, and we'll be well away. As long as it's not Harry, the Man United one, slabhead. We take Grealish on loan to rescue his career. I wouldn't want Grealish at the club. No. Ponce. I said Ponce. Big one here from Fred Thurbin. We have some great players, but are there too many styles in our best 11 balanced and well suited, or do we need to drop a few out? Few of our better players to bring in players by which fit the system, which is why I still don't want Martinez, because he is very nippy and quick and similar to the players we've already got. We need a lump, don't we?
Yes, I think so. I mean, we need alternatives and stuff like that. So, like, you have. So on the right hand side, you've got Martinelli and you've got Smith Rowe. Two very, very, very different players playing two very, very different styles. But sometimes, you need different styles to suit different games. Horses for courses and all that. If you've got a team that's playing a high line that's leaving big gaps, you want Martinelli, someone who can spin off behind, someone that can be physical and just run at teams and cause them to panic, and then other times if you've got teams that are more sitting in a low block and you want players to occupy those half spaces, that's where your Smith Rowe comes into play. We don't have that on the right hand side. We've got Saka and that's it, because Arteta doesn't trust Pepe and we don't have anyone else. So I think that's where that other, wide forward, that let's say Gabriel Jesus would come in handy in that slot. When he's not playing up top, he can fill into those gaps. And like I said, we do need, let's say, a plan B of some kind, which is why I think Tammy Abraham would be a very, very good signing as well, because he's got a little bit of everything to his game. He's got that pace. He's got that that physicality. So yeah, why not?
Lone Star says 4 wins in an Emile Smith Rowe. 4 wins in a row. Very clever. Oisin Hunt says, evening fellas, slight change of topic here, but how would you line up for Thursday? Just stick to our best players. Would you risk? I think I would possibly risk Big Ben.
If it depending on how fit he is, I'd have Ben White in there just for his pace alone. That's the one area where I think Holding obviously lacks is his recovery pace, and I imagine Spurs are going to try and do what they've done to Man City and do what they did to Liverpool, and that sit deep and then knock it over us, give it, to Kane, who's dropping into midfield, and then you've got your runners in Kulusevski and you've got Son, running and causing havoc. I think that's what they're aiming and planning to do. So I wouldn't be too dissimilar from this one. I would actually go with Tomiyasu at left back. Actually, I again, as I said at the top of the show, to deal with Kulusevski coming in and cutting in on his left hand side, on his left foot, coming into Tomiyasu's stronger right foot. I think that's a smart idea and a smart decision. I'd be absolutely bricking myself if we had Tavares there. I'm with the best in the world. I almost think it's a bit too important to have a kind of rogue player there in Tavares, even though I like the lad and I think he could be a very, very, very good player. But yeah, I would line up how we line up today. I would probably bring in Ben White if he's fit enough, and then once we get a goal or two up or something like that, we can bring on Bob Holding for the 3-5-2 and go for it then. How would you line up?
I try and stick to what is our best formation that we have had all season with El Neni and Xhaka in midfield, with the front three that we saw, the front four that we saw today. I think that can't really change. The goalkeeper you can't change. I think I'd be perfectly happy if it is White and Gabriel at centre back, but I'd like Ben White to be available because I don't trust, like you were saying, Cedric at right back. But then again, when we played White at right back recently, it didn't really work out that well, did it? So you've got a centre back at right back, you've got a right back at left back. But then if you do that, you've got 4 big lumps there that you're going to struggle to get past them. They're all quality defenders, so possibly. Avon says start with a 3-5-2. Mark saying Kane and Son out of the game. That's an idea, but I don't think he's going to go and change his tactics just for one game. But I suppose you could play 5 at the back, just leave it like that, and then make them struggle. They need to win more than we do. Right, so there you go. We've done an hour and 8 minutes. An hour and 10 minutes. You said only going to do 45 minutes. Dear, oh dear, you lot keep us chatting. Right, if you are new, give the podcast a subscribe. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, then I don't know. I think we're back tonight at 10 p.m, maybe 9 p.m. I'm not asked Mike for the Sunday roast, where 2 old fat blokes will be talking absolute nonsense for an hour and a half from about 10 o'clock onwards. If you like that, come and have a look. If not, then I'm not sure what we're doing. I'm doing the Spurs preview. I'm doing with a friend of mine who is a Spurs fan. It's not going to be live. We're doing it sometime this week because he's busy working. And then the podcast, I think we're going to do, if we beat Spurs, we're going to do the podcast on Thursday. But if we don't beat Spurs, that means we're not doing a podcast this week. Trying to get any kind of sense out of the rest of ABW. As Richard is smiling there because he knows it's like herding cats. No one wants to commit to anything, because they're all, quite frankly, scumbags. When you're not on and I call you lot scumbags, did it make you sad?
A little bit.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, well. Anyway, so yeah, we'll be back later, not sure. And just keep an eye on the Twitter, which is at the AFC Podcast. And where can we find you on the Twitters, Rich?
At Cactus Cash, although I'm rarely on there these days. But yeah, that'd be me at Cactus Cash. Say hi.
It's Cash with a K, isn't it?
Yes.
It is, which is why I can never bloody find it. And people are all being nice about the seeing you in 9 months, Richard. If we lose, Carpenter might want to do a show. You never know. And everyone's just saying, thanks, it's very nice of you. Answering WhatsApp is so 2017. You can shut up as well, boy. Right, we're going to go. Thank you very much, everybody, and we will see you later. I'm ending the show. I think this is how we do it. It's been a while. End broadcast. Goodbye.